Okay, going live now. What up, nerds? Actually, I completely fucked up because I forgot to open chat. Let me just fix that. Yo, what up, nerds? I'll just move the chat to my lower screen and yep, do this thing. All right, perfect. Now I can hear you guys talk shit in all of your glory. What up? All right, so today I thought we're gonna do some more light-hearted content because I noticed I've been like try-harding really hard to like put out good reviews recently, and they've not been getting enough views. That's on you. So to fix that, let's do something that will get a fuck ton of views because it always does. A tier list. And I just think that's gonna be kind of fun to do that. I filled it out just completely randomly to bait you for the thumbnail. Let's do my real takes now. All right, starting off with things I just didn't try, so I can't be rating, but I know you guys are going to be asking for them because those are like the biggest hype trains right now. And by the way, this is a live stream, right? So after I finish doing the tier list, I will just continue hanging out here if anyone wants to and answer all of your questions. All right, so things I didn't try, which are hype trains right now. The 7Hz Zero, just didn't get the chance to. The QKZX HBB, that's on the way, but still haven't ever heard it, so I can't really comment on it. Now, can I? I know there are some people who will, but I'm not that kind of person. And the last one that I still haven't heard, but I think deserves a mention, because all the reviews say it's pretty damn good. This is the Kinera Gumiho. Yeah, alright, so I haven't listened to that one either. So we got left with 13 IEMs, which I think is a good selection because I think it covers all of the ones that I think are like worth buying at this price tag right now. Alright, so let's start with some classics. Okay, yeah, there is the TNC2. I was afraid I didn't put it here. But starting with the Blon. Blon is the benchmark. It's a really, really good IM to this day because, like, you know, good stuff stays good, doesn't get bad, right? Stuff that's better might come out for the same price, but that doesn't change the fact that the Blon is still good. And in fact, I still think it's a pretty good purchase. I'm gonna put it A for now, maybe demote it to B later. And by the way, this has nothing to do with like the tiers on my actual tier list, right? This is just, you know, for this particular price range, right? So just because something is S in this video doesn't mean I would put it S on my actual tier list, just so you're not surprised, right? So yeah, Blonde is A, which means like, you know, it's still a really good buy, right? All right, next one. Continuing with the classics. The Teen T2. That one has kind of aged poorly. It's still a good IM. Still is. But there is stuff that just does this kind of tuning better right now at the same kind of price point. So I just can't really put it higher. And the last of the classics, I would say, is the KZ Z10 Pro. And that goes straight to F tier. I just straight up don't like this IEM. I got it recently to test if, like, you know, the hype from 3 years ago is still valid, and turns out it wasn't ever good. It was just good for the price, which, you know, that's an equation. If you take the phrase good for the price and subtract for the price, what you end up with is bad. So that's what happened with the Z10. All right, now let's try some modern stuff. Ooh, okay, this is gonna trigger some people. The True F tier. It's bad. Actually, no, I think it's worse than the ZS10. The ZS10 actually has mid-range. The True is just like, it's just basically like just upper mids and treble and some sub bass at it. I really don't like the set. It just doesn't sound good on any. Okay, maybe like, you know, super basic K-pop sound okay on it, but like that's it. and the attached cable, just there's better option in this price. There's better options in this price range, so I'm just gonna leave it in F tier for now because I don't think anyone should be buying this set. It's just bad. All right, next one. We're gonna have the CCA CRA, and this is kind of like similar to the blonde because like depending on your taste, you might like the CRA or the blonde better. They are both like similarly technical. They are both V-shaped. The thing is like blonde is warmer and more like mid-range focused in a sense for a V-shape, right? Whereas the CRA is just like, it's just the bass and treble without really good mid-range. But then again, under $50, might put it A for now. Then the CRA Plus. So better not. It's not better than the CRA. In fact, I don't even think very different tuning, but I don't think it's even better than the T2. Just, has really good bass and mid-range tuning. But the treble is a disaster. And just don't like it. Alright, so next one. What do we have here? The Kaiser DQ6. Now, this set, I put it here on purpose because I think if you guys are like inclined to mod, which I'm not. I'm not the guy who mods his headphones very often. That's pretty much the only one that I did it to, because just how insane the potential is. If you would mod this set to reduce the picks in the treble, the tuning of the bass, mid-range, and the treble after you reduce those picks with mods is really good. It's like top tier, that's like a baby Z1R, and the technical performance is like, swear to God, the best or second best on this tier list. But without the mods, it's kind of meh. I would put it right here. I would definitely take T2 over it, but probably take it over the CRA Plus, because the Plus has the same kind of tuning and the same kind of treble, just doesn't have the technicalities to back it up. So yeah. Right, next one, Sony EX15, and I'm gonna trigger a lot of people again because I think those $10 IEMs are better than the T2, better than the CRA Plus, better than the True. Those are genuinely good. Just a well-tuned budget set. If you want something that sounds good and is cheap, honestly, can't go wrong with the Sonys. I have lived out of those for probably 6 years, since I was 14 till I turned 20, and then I started getting maybe 5 years. I got my AirPods when I was 19, and I just replaced those with the AirPods. But I genuinely lived out of those for 5 years, and I put them in right after listening to the True, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is so much better. Genuinely. All right, next one, Heart Mirror. Okay, now that's a good set. That's a good set that I really, really like. But it's only good for specific kinds of music. Whereas with something like the Blonde, some genres will sound better, some genres will sound worse, but you can listen to anything on the Blonde. But with the Heart Mirror, you just have to listen to specific genres. Stuff like acoustic, classical, any kind of, light music that doesn't have a ton of bass, just sounds awesome on it. But try listening to stuff like, I don't know, K-pop or something, or rap, and it'll just be kind of meh. So, that said, I'm gonna put the Heart Mirror in B, but ahead of the Sonys. Next up, Moondrop Quarks. Those are better than the True for sure, But would I actually yeah, I guess I would recommend buying them. Like, they sound, they are genuinely well tuned. They are like kind of warm and bloated, and they have no details. But it's better than, being like bright and shouty and having no details. I'm looking at you too. So, would I say they're better than T2 or DQ6S? Do you know what? Just for the fact that DQ6 has those like annoying picks, I would place them here. Next one, Moondrop SSR. And if you came to this stream, you might already know where it's going. Straight to F. Just kidding, S tier. Of course it's S. It's just mind-blowingly good at this price. Just an awesome tuning that's like, on the bright side, yes, but it has like this kind of warmth in the bass to balance it out. And the technical performance is like better than anything else on this list. So it's like, it's a no-brainer. Goes into S. And another set that joins it in S tier is the Truthier X Chronicle 0. Now, this set I don't like the tuning nearly as much as the SSR. And it's much less technical than the SSR. In fact, it's like kind of similarly technical to like a Blon or a CRA. But I just have to admit, it's still a really well-tuned V-shape. Like, if I were to choose a V-shaped IEM under $50, like, I would not hesitate and just go straight for the Truthier. Maybe even under 100. Just thinking, unless I classify like, okay, maybe like the Aria, if I classify that as a V-shape. Don't know if it's a V-shape. I don't know. Anyway. But definitely under $50, if I want a V-shape, I choose the Truthier 0. You just got this really nice bass boost. Sure, like the mid bass and lower mids are kind of wonky, so like bass guitars don't sound too great. But still, it's like the rest of the tuning just works so damn well. It's not just because it's Herman, it's because of the tweaks that Kryn made to Herman, and he made the set really, really good. I genuinely love the Truthier 0, so it's staying in S tier. Next one, it's gonna be the TKZK Wave, and the last set. This set is just a better T2, so it's just gonna go above the T2. I should put some stuff in B, like, nah, you know what? That's probably genuinely how I would categorize them. Yeah. It's gonna stay like this for a simple reason, right? Didn't try, of course. F, because like I just wouldn't buy those sets. Do you know what? Okay, I'm gonna bump this down to F, because I just wouldn't buy those sets. They are just not very good at the price point that they're at, and just like you have better stuff to choose from, and like why would you just want to listen to something that's bad when you have decent options? Like, okay, the ZS10 Pro is like more technical than the other two, but like it's still really sharp in the treble. Nah, okay, yeah, I wouldn't buy any of those three. DQ6, if you're comfortable with modding or just want, if you're comfortable with modding, then buy this, because it's easy to mod and it sounds genuinely fucking great with mods. Then the Quarks, just good. The C tier, I would say, is like sets that are like, you can buy them. You will not be stupid for buying them. Now they're not maybe particularly excellent, but you would still be happy with them. They are good sets that just are not competitive at the price point they're at, because they are just better alternatives, right? Because like, the Wave and T2, like, just buy the Heart Mirror or the SSR, because they do the same thing but better. The Quarks, just buy the Sonys, and the DQ6S, like, just buy the Blonde, unless you mod, then buy the DQ6S, right? Alright, so B tier is where like stuff starts getting good. The Sonys are like, if you only have $10 and you can't even afford the CRA, or just want a more natural tuning than the CRA has, just, yeah, go for the Sonys. Hard mirror, as I said, good for specific genres, not good for all of the genres, but if you listen to like acoustic, live albums, even some like lighter rock, set is great. A tier is stuff that's like really good and like definitely worth having in your collection. This is the CRA and the Blonde 03. And the CRA is just, you know, just a nice, good V-shape with decent technicalities. Like for $15, just get the fuck out of here. Why would you not? And the Blonde is just kind of the same. It's more expensive than the CRA, but it's also like, you know, a more pleasant tuning to my ears at least. So yeah, it's pretty good. And S tier are just the two IEMs that I think are genuinely must have. If you're just starting your, you know, journey with audio and your budget is $50, just buy one of those. If your budget is $100, I would actually advise you, instead of buying one $100 IEM, to buy those two, because they just complement each other so well. The SSR is just like a nice, very smooth, very coherent tuning with great technical ease. So that's what I would use for, like, you know, just getting lost in the music, right? And the Truth Ear Zero is, once again, a pretty well tuned set. Mediocre technicalities, but that's not necessarily a bad thing at this price range, but a lot of bass, good treble. I mean, good amount of treble, okay? It's IEM treble, so there's that. But still, those sets just complement each other so well. If I had $100 to invest into audio, I would buy those two and the Apple dongle. And that's like endgame territory, really. Because the SSR is just, you know, a wonderful neutralish tuning that's just like, you know, always a joy to listen to and works for every genre. And the Truth Ear Zero is just like a lot of fun and works for every genre, right? So I would just like listen to the SSR at home where I like really want to focus on the music. And the Truth Ear Zero would be like my set for like the office, or like for, I don't know, if I was gaming in IEMs. I'm not. I'm gaming in the HD600s. For gaming, if for going outside, if I didn't have the AirPods, right? I would genuinely use this because it just has some nice bass, nice treble, and that V-shaped signature is really fun on the go, or like in the background when you're listening to something else. So yeah, those are my picks. If you disagree, it's fine. If you think I'm stupid, that's fine. Probably am. If you want to make your own tier list, you're welcome. I'll link this in the description, and you can just go right now, make your own. You can share it with me if you're on my Discord. By the way, I have my own Discord now. It's not public yet. It's going to be for my friends and patrons. Right now, I just invited some friends and some people just who've been with the channel for a long time just to test it. But I'll be making a video about my Patreon very, very soon. This week, in fact. And you'll be able to sign up for the server. $1 a month gets you into the elite group of nerds who can just discuss audio with each other in a fun atmosphere. Like no flaming, no just like dismissing others' experiences. Just fun and enjoying the hobby, right? So $1 a month. Think about it, because my Patreon videos is gonna be up soon, and you're gonna need your credit card for this gargantuan sum of $1 a month. So, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and fuck off already.